Why, bro?
From where?
Fuck, you fucking suck. Just switch, dude. Obviously, you're doing dog shit. Why do you have to
cry
have
a
people
lot,
to tell
bro.
you
You
that?
should really get some tissues.
I mean, dude, come on. Wake the fuck up. You're doing terrible. What do you want? Why should you
Dude, I can see that I'm doing terrible. I don't need you to tell me.
So
you
do
can just
something about it.
No, eat my ass. Like, genuinely eat my fucking ass, bro. You're also doing terrible. You're fucking 9-9. Homie's getting Ryan diff and goes, "You're doing terrible, swap!" No, it's everybody else who's the problem. It's not me. You don't understand. It's not me. It's everybody else, bro. My team is so awful, chat. Oh, wait, maybe that's why I needed you to rank up. I just need to be your average Overwatch player. Where? My team. Oh, my team. Everybody on my team. Let's look at the scoreboard. Oh, my Ryan is 9-10, while the enemy Ryan is 20-3. Why won't my Ryan swap? What, my mistakes? I'm not making any mistakes. It's everybody else who's the problem. Where? Fucking just Jesus fucking shit ass losers. Fuck, man. I'm so tired of Overwatch players, bro. Like, this was legitimately the shit that had me quit in fucking 2019. You're fucking sitting there trying to actually fucking improve at the fucking game, and instead of people fucking figuring out that everybody's in fucking gold for a reason, they've all got to fucking, they're wrapped up. Let me hold tab and look at the scoreboard. Oh my god, what's happening on the scoreboard? What's the scoreboard doing? Oh, the scoreboard. Hey, player on my team, you suck. You're dog shit. You're ass. You're doing so horrible. Look at your stats. Why won't you swap? Swap, you stupid piece of shit. I fucking hate you. Oh my god, all of my life rests on this fucking comp game. You're so bad. Here's a bunch of slurs as well. Like, holy fuck. The fucking Overwatch community is so shoved up their own goddamn ass. Holy shit. Just legitimately the biggest fucking group of fucking losers I have ever had to deal with in my goddamn life. What's up, everybody? It's JoJo, your favorite gold coach, and that opening clip, kind of embarrassing. I am a little bit ashamed that I lost my temper in that way, but I wanted to give you guys some context leading up to that clip before I get into the, meat and potatoes of this video. I was on a very bad losing streak. As many of you know, I made it to Diamond 5 from Silver 1 in just over a week. It didn't take very long. I was Silver 1 on February 25th, and on March 8th, I hit Diamond 5. And after a couple of days in Diamond, I think I made it to Diamond 4, I just started plummeting. I hit loss streak after loss streak. I would lose 5 to 6 games, get off for the night, come back, lose 5 to 6 games, win a couple, lose another 5 to 6 games. It just kept happening. And I plummeted all the way back down to gold 2. I think in that clip I was gold 1. I'm not, completely positive on all of that. I just know that at the time I was incredibly tilted. And before you say it, it had nothing to do with literally anybody else but myself. I mentioned in my Overwatch has an ego problem video that I am my own worst critic. So you could about imagine that plummeting that far down was incredibly destructive to my mentality. I was beating myself up. I was constantly criticizing every little micro mistake that I made. I was honestly on the verge of tears at how bad I was playing. Basically plummeting that far down from where I was shattered every bit of self-confidence that I had. So I was already in a bad mood after multiple days of loss streak after loss streak after loss streak, multiple days of witnessing myself play way worse than I had played during the week when I climbed, and not being able to figure out what the hell the problem was and why I was playing so bad all of a sudden. And I have always hated flamers in games, right? Regardless of the game, I've always hated flamers because there is never a logical reason to flame. I've spoken briefly about this in the past, but I'll just go over a couple of things now. Flaming doesn't help. Statistically, it makes things worse. Over and over and over again, I have witnessed that when you flame someone, they often play worse. Sometimes the flaming is so bad that they just stop playing altogether. They either rage quit and leave the match, or they just stay AFK and spawn, or whatever the case may be. Flaming people does not help, like literally 500 times out of you know what I mean? That's not a good way to put that. Flaming doesn't help 9.99999 times out of 10. Every time you bring up that flaming doesn't help people play better, you'll always get somebody that's like, actually, one match like 17 years ago, I saw this guy got flamed and he came back and he dropped a 30 bomb. Yeah, great, dude. You saw 1 out of 5,000 matches where flaming actually improved the circumstance. That doesn't mean flaming works, and correlation does not equal causation. I can't believe I have to ever explain this. Also, as I've pointed out in the past, most of the time when you point out somebody's score or you point out their damage or whatever, they know, right? They can read the scoreboard. They're well aware of how bad they're playing. Again, most of the time, like 99.9% of the time, people are aware they're playing badly, and they're more than likely actively trying to fix it. They're more than likely actively trying to figure out what they're doing wrong, and you bringing it up does nothing more than just upset them even more. Flaming only ever causes problems and does not cause solutions. So I already dislike flamers, but when I am already in a mindset where I recognize I'm playing bad, I recognize that I'm not doing well, and your 9 and 9 ass getting Rhine diffed, Giga Rhine diffed for the entire match decides you're going to talk shit on me, I'm probably going to lose my fucking mind. I'm more than likely going to become incredibly upset. And should I have lost my temper? No. Especially not on stream. I really don't like it when I lose my temper on stream. In fact, I ended after that game because there just comes a point where I feel bad for my viewers, right? Because there are some people who watch me no matter what. They watch me no matter what mood I'm in, no matter what game I'm playing, and no matter what I'm making content about, and I love those people. They have been my strongest supporters for so long, and I feel bad that they tune in to have a good time while I am sitting there pissed off and angry and losing my temper, and so I ended stream after that. It was something that I had to walk away from, but the reason that I showed you that clip, and the reason that I'm going through all of this now, is to give you context to what I'm about to say. I'm turning chat off. And it's going to stay off until I either hit Masters or Grandmaster. And honestly, probably is going to stay off until I hit Grandmaster. Because at this point in my Overwatch career, I need to figure out what happened. I need to figure out how I played well enough to get to Diamond, and then played bad enough to drop down to Gold 2. And I can't do that when there is constantly somebody in the match flaming someone else. Whether it be on the other team, it be on my team, whether they're flaming me, they're flaming someone else, I don't care. Flamers tilt the fuck out of me because they are stupid. I have almost never seen a flamer that was being logically sound. Every single person who flames acts out of emotion. The emotion that they are losing, the emotion that, not even that they're losing, the emotion that they lost a team fight. Right? I told this story in my Overwatch Has an Ego Problem, and I'll briefly tell it again. But I had a guy who we were winning the entire match, and we lost one team fight, and he hit tabbed, looked at the damage, and decided to flame me because I didn't have a lot of damage on Bastion. I did have a lot of damage on Bastion because I was the one pushing the payload while my team was fighting in the enemy spawn. That's just how that logically lays out. But he wouldn't hear any of that. He couldn't comprehend that I couldn't deal damage if I can't see the enemy because you guys are in their spawn and I'm all the way back on the payload being the only one pushing it. He couldn't wrap his head around that because flamers don't wrap their heads around that. And so that partially makes voice chat completely worthless because at the end of the day, sitting there typing out people's scores or saying people's scores or saying, oh my god, can you play the game, or you need to lock in, or yada 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 yada, all of this is worthless. It's all completely meaningless dribble. Number two, people in Overwatch are stupid. I actually quit the game back in 2019 because I was so tired of people in voice chat saying the dumbest shit. If you wrote down every stupid ass swap request I've ever heard on a little slip of paper and threw it into the Grand Canyon, we could refill the Grand Canyon. It would be called the Paper Canyon. It would be filled to the brim and overflowing with the amount of dumbass fucking things that I've heard said in voice chat, especially on console. People ask for the worst swaps imaginable because they've got it locked in their little fucking craniums that they desperately need this specific hero to win the game. And number 3, most comms are useless. I'd say 99.9% of comms are completely and utterly worthless. People will, instead of calling out, this hero's low, this hero's dead, this hero doesn't have this ability, people will be like, I'm dead. Yeah, first off, I see in the kill feed that you have died. Second off, who's I? Who is I'm? Right? Like, very rarely will they say something like, you're down a support, you're down a DPS, you have no tank. Right? Very rarely will they say, oh, Kiri is on right side top. Right? They'll always say Kiri over here. What the fuck does that mean? And then they don't use the ping system, which is even worse because we spent years begging Blizzard for a ping system. We finally got one, and most of you fuckers don't use it. But anyway, the point is that I used to tell my clients back when I coached Overwatch to just turn off chat. Just turn it off because it's useless and it'll tilt you more often than it'll help you. At the end of the day, you don't need comms for bronze, silver, gold, plat, even honestly diamond. Once you get into high masters, then comms start to matter a little bit more because people up there actually know what they're doing. People up there actually are trying to provide helpful information. Sometimes. I did a live coaching session with a guy who was in Grandmaster once. He was trying to get the top 500, and we had to turn off chat because genuinely, like, nothing useful was being said. And at one point, the Reinhardt started flaming their other tank for not going Zarya. It was a very bizarre experience. So all of you low rank players who are like, I just gotta rank up because there's this light at the end of the tunnel, I promise you, it does not get much better at higher ranks. But the point is that I don't see the point in keeping chat on. While I used to keep it on for content, you know, like my spectating flamers series is unfortunately going to have to stop because I'm not going to have the chat on to see who's actually flaming who. It just doesn't really matter to me. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter to me that what people are saying. And so I need to focus on my gameplay. I need to focus on getting better. I can't do that when there's bitches in my ear and in my text chat constantly whining and complaining. And that's another thing too. Like, sometimes when I see the text chat pop up, I feel the need to respond, and this just kind of helps get rid of that urge to respond because no game has ever been won by two jackasses sitting there constantly typing at each other instead of actively actually playing the game. So I think it's incredibly important to keep text chat off, and if you've been having struggle climbing in your rank, maybe turn the chat off just for like 2 or 3 days. See what happens, because I turned the chat off and I instantly started playing better. So anyway, that's my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on the screen now. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.